mean it's going to be support Nunu with an AP mid Morg. Yep, looks like Badlana, of course, the AP mid player for Dirtnap Gaming, has gone ahead and traded away for that Morgana. But yeah, I mean, this was, it was looking like it could be an interesting sort of team comp for both teams.
Yeah, I'm interested.
And wait, is Hotshot really going to stay as the jungler?
I don't know. it looks like it. Hotshot does play Cho'Gath fairly commonly, and it looks like, I don't know. I wouldn't be totally surprised.
Yeah.
Deciding to put Chowster up top and Big Fat LP
I mean,
in the mid lane.
Unless we see this jungle Vladimir.
Nope. We are going to be seeing Hotshot GG in the
lock-in.
jungle at the end of this. Wow.
That's taken me by surprise for sure. So, to go over those matchups once again, Cho'Gath, picked up by Hotshot, gonna go back into the jungle after all this drama with the controversies and the roster changes and the lane swaps. Looks like Chowster's gonna stay up in that top lane. Hotshot gonna go for the jungle. Alistair gonna be played as a support down bot lane with double lift on Vayne. And then, of course, Big Fat GG in the mid lane with Orianna. So, once again, Cho'Gath versus Malphite in the jungle. Morgana versus Orianna in the mid lane. I Am Talandra's Aurelia will be facing off against Chowster's Vladimir up top. And then we're going to see that Alistair Vayne against the Ezreal Nunu. So, pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, I like
and
Dirtnap Gaming.
Sorry, one more thing. That's the power of the summoner blockers, by the way. You see that Hotshot GG on show, and you wouldn't expect him necessarily to be in that jungle role. So who knows what CLG have planned for this game, where they're sort of breaking our expectations. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say, I really like what Dirtnap did with their picks. They saw that Alistar got picked, and then CLG was looking to do a really strong engagement composition, because afterwards they picked Vayne and Orianna. Both Orianna stays at a good distance away, however, both Vladimir and Vayne have to get in very close to be really effective. And so what Dirtnap did is they said, okay, that's fine, you want to try to engage on us, we'll have Malphite, we'll have Morgana. You get too close to us, you are going to get shredded. Yep. And I really liked that. It was sort of a pick juke. They said, if you get too close, we'll just counter-engage on you immediately. Yep. The only person who will not be in the big cluster that CLG is going to be in is Big Fat LP on Orianna. So Orianna is going to be left way out in the back. Even if she is out in the back, though, there are still a lot of gap closers on Dirtnap's side. Morgana's binding. You have the Seismic Shard from Malphite. Aurelia is going to be able to dash, no problem, over to Orianna unless she can get a perfect dissonance off. Ezreal as well, he can jump in and jump onto Orianna. Late in the game, that's going to be huge. And of course, Nunu, if he can land an Ice Ball on Orianna, it's going to be impossible for her to escape. So I like what Dirtnap did. I personally think that they have an advantageous comp over CLG right now.
Yeah. I think it is interesting to see, however, that CLG does have that sort of best-case scenario triple movement modifier CC. They have the Hotshot knockup, they have the Alistair Headbutt Pulverize combo, and they have the Orianna ulti. So if anyone gets trapped in that without a Morgana Black Shield on them, whether it's the Nunu, the Ezreal, the Aurelia, whatever, Aurelia's passive isn't going to do anything against that stacked CC. So should be interesting to see, because I think while DNG do have sort of the more consistent comp, in the best case scenario of chaining that triple CC, CLG are looking pretty scary.
Yeah, they have the ability to kite. That's something I didn't bring up. Dirtnap, they have a really strong engage, but CLG has a perfect kiting composition. If anyone gets too close, Loco Doco is going to be able to headbutt them away. Hotshot has his Rupture. He has his Feral Scream as well, in case anyone tries to get too close and use an ability to jump onto Orianna or onto Vayne. Vladimir, of course, he has his Puddle. He's not running Ghost this time. He is going to be taking Ignite, so that may be a little bit... It may make it difficult for Chowster to kite. And of course, we have Cleanse from Vayne. Worst case scenario, CLG are going to have to essentially kite Dirtnap to death if they want a chance at victory. I think that their tower sieging potential is very strong. But you have the Malphite. Yep, you have the Malphite ultimate and the Morgana ultimate. If there is a single binding onto anyone on CLG, that is going to be a kill. very quickly, and CLG is going to have to back off from the tower.
Yep. There we go. Chat's off for me, by the way. Sorry about that, guys. Vulgar Chowster OP. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I think you nailed it on the head. One thing to point out, by the way, the flash pickup on Vladimir is not something you usually see. I think a lot of Vladimirs these days are running Ghost, just because of the power of that Ghost plus Pool combo. However, this time around, you know, you have that Malphite ult, you have the Morgana ult, you want to be able to just instantly flash out of it. You want to be able to flash out of a Nunu ulti, for instance. So I think that's just maybe some of the reasoning behind that flash pickup. Anyway, yeah, sorry, just taking a look at what was being said in the coverage channel. Looks like we're going to go ahead and get this game going anytime soon, once they get back from the facilities, I guess you could say. Chowster, if you don't want to be vulgar. But anyway, yeah, this is game number 1 of a best of 3 between CLG and Dirtnap Gaming for the ESL Pro Series. Actually, I believe our final day of EPS this season, right? Season 4?
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
This is going to be the last game. We have, right now, CLGNA on the blue side versus Dirtnap Gaming on the red side. Immediately after this best of 3, this is the first game of a best of 3 series. As soon as this best of 3 is finished, we will be jumping into Monomaniac Esports Ferris versus Dignitas.
Dignitas, there we go. And that's a matchup I've also wanted to see for a while. In that, you know, people were asking us sort of what we think, you know, what we think about this game, who's going to win between Dirtnap Gaming and CLG. I think this one is going to be a slight edge in favor of CLG, but I do think that, you know, if you're tuned into this because you're a CLG fan, if you want to see the new roster, if you're a big fan of Dirtnap Gaming like me, definitely stay tuned. Sorry, caster bias. Definitely stay tuned through the next game to check out Monomaniac versus Dignitas. I think that's really going to be Monomaniac's time to shine. So anyway, guys, we will have a couple hours of games coming up, so be sure to stay tuned. And of course, once again, thanks to all 13,000 of you who've tuned in for this awesome game.
Yeah, we're looking at a really interesting game. We are seeing heavy engage team comp versus a kite composition, and it's all going to come down to which team can play their composition better. Unpause is coming out, and we will be seeing exactly what everyone is buying in just a moment here.
Yep. There we go. So I think obviously the most pressing sort of question is, what are these teams looking to do level 1? Obviously Alistair is, you know, pretty well known as one of the kings of the level 1 invade, because the best case scenario for him is probably a flash into Pulverize, which could be, you know, potentially a 5-man knockup. If Hotshot GG in the jungle, I think probably going to want to start with his Vorpal Spikes. It does give him sort of the fastest and sort of safest clear. However, if they run into that sort of level 1 situation where Loco Doco can land a 5-man Pulverize, Hotshot can quickly just level up that Rupture and chain the CC down. For instance here, you know, you can see Skarnal, Trump, Atlanta, and Talandra are all kind of stacked up in this brush. If they were to get caught out by CLG's double knockup comp, it could mean a failed level 1 for them. And Malphite without a blue buff is not, you know, that's a brutal situation to be in as Malphite. As a jungler, he's so weak pre-6, and really only hits his stride sort of at that time.
So we see CLG does have Orianna. They've been able to scout out just fine with the ball. And it appears, yep, Talandra has back to base, and CLG is going to be moving into Dirtnap's jungle, looking for someone. But here we actually have Dirtnap Gaming going for an invade themselves onto CLG's red.
This is smart, yeah. They wanted to spot, you know, Vayne and Alistair. If you can get level 2 before the opponents, you really can punish them just very, very well. So this 4-man invade was supposed to find either Loco Doco or Double Lift, clearing those golems. You know, just catch them out when they're stuck as 2. Here's the Q from Orianna to spot blue,
yep. Yeah, Orianna has spotted blue. And they see that CLG is Dirtnap is nowhere near. Everyone's just swapped around. It looks like both teams are just going to steal each other's buffs, but we do have Double Lift and Loco Doco returning to lane. Do they suspect Dirtnap being there? Ezreal going to hit double lift with a Mystic Shot right there. Nothing really going to happen there, and I think they are just going to go into laning phase unobstructed unless Skarnal Trump
This is
comes in
interesting.
for a gank.
Both,
He is. Red buff is on him. Lokodoka taking a lot of damage. Here's Hotshot turning it around. Nunu falling dangerously low. There's a flash from Alistar, but he has been exhausted, and it is going to be actually Nunu picking up first blood. Skarnal Trump taking a lot of damage. So is Hotshot. He is at less than 200, going to be forced to back off. That is LEB falling as well as Lokodoka. LEB just barely taking first blood for himself.
Yeah. And LEB, you know, the support was able to pick up the kill there. Not really turning that into any...
Oh, and sorry, bot lane, we have Double Lift taking a lot of harass damage. Is he going to continue fighting this? No, he's going to back off. Right now, IMLOD in a nice spot in this lane right now.
Yeah, that 400 gold did go down to the support player for DNG Gaming there. That LEB on Nunu. Whereas Hotshot on Cho was able to pick up the kill for himself. Now exactly what that means. Maybe, for instance, Hotshot could turn that into an early Oracles. I think that remains to be seen. Double F taking a lot of poke damage here from IMLOD on Ezreal able to land.
Oh, there's the seismic shot on Big Fat LP, however. But no, Big Fat is going to flash out of there. Out of the way of the binding from Badlanta.
What happened there? Was he clearing the wraiths?
Yeah, he was attempting to steal wraiths,
yeah.
And then Malphite spotted him, hit him with a seismic shard.
I see. Because that area was warded, so it's interesting that that GG was kind of overextended like that in a section of the map that was, that they had vision of.
Big Bat taking a lot of harass damage, but that Clockwork Wind Up from Orianna really doing some work. We see that Alistar and Nunu both backed. Both of them got a Fairy Charm.
Oh wow. Skarnal Trump though needed help from Aurelia clearing this buff. You can see that's the weakness of a Malphite when he doesn't have that blue buff. Hotshot on the other hand, especially after he picked up that kill with the Vorpal spikes he's got, he's going to be sitting pretty happy. He doesn't necessarily need either red buff, as a lot of his gank potential comes through that Rupture. So the fact that he got both buffs...
Oh, bot lane, we do see Alistar initiating on IMLOD. Heal being popped as well as the Arcane Shift, and now Lokodoka taking a lot of damage, but I think he's going to be okay. That is a lot being burnt on LOD. He was forced to burn that Summoner heal. He still has Flash, however.
Yeah. Yeah, nice job from IMLOD. Once that Alistar goes in for the WQ, Ezreal can do a pretty good job.
Oh, top lane, now we have Hotshot diving in on Talandra. Ignite does go out on him. Tides of Blood doing a lot of damage. Hotshot tanking tower. He's going to back out now. Chaucer is tanking it, but the pool is going to allow him to pick up the kill and shift tower damage back to the minions. That was an excellent dive.
Yeah.
Chaucer picking up the kill for that one.
And when you go ahead and pick up a kill with the Sanguine Pool on Vladimir, of course it resets the turret aggro, which means even though Chaucer is only level 5, just the combination of Hotshot de-aggroing that turret and staying safe right at the edge and letting Chaucer just kind of, deal the additional damage as needed. And then Chaucer going to that pool form, really just, even though it is still sort of early, they were able to, mitigate the damage from the turret. So good job there from CLG, really showing their strength so far in this early game. They have built up about a 400 gold lead. And not only that, but some of the gold that DNG Gaming has is on LEB on support Nunu, which isn't going to be as valuable as the gold on someone like a Vladimir or someone like a Cho.
Yeah, absolutely. Hotshot picked up Boots of Mobility with that first kill of his, and that allowed him to come in and gank Talandra.
Yeah. Skarnal Trump, by the way, going to be spotted on a ward up top. Chester does have his pool up, does have Flash also. Not only that, but Skarnal Trump is only level 4, so pretty safe up in the top lane so far. Are we going to see Hotshot pick up that Oracles? He's sitting on 583 gold. Might want to go for that before the GP5, as he's pretty rich, sitting 101.
Yeah, he's been able to farm a lot better than Skarnal Trump this game. Skarnal Trump, you were talking earlier, he wasn't able to get that blue buff, wasn't able to spam that ground slam, and so he decided indeed to put an extra point into Seismic Shard just for the gank potential, but it hasn't been happening.
Yep. Yeah, that is an interesting...
was spotted by a ward.
Yeah, Hotshot, it's interesting. Hotshot usually likes to get a very, very early Oracles. This time around, though, he's just kind of pretty content to pressure lanes, even when it's not going to really turn into anything. Just the fact that that Dirtnap Gaming knows he's around is going to put pressure down.
Oh, now
However,
Chowster actually getting aggressive on I Am Talandra up top. Hemoplague was burnt, but Talandra burnt Flash to get out of there. That was going to be Hemoplague down on Chowster and Flash down on I Am Talandra. Other than that, not too much happening. Morgana is going to get blue buff donated to her, it looks like.
Yeah. And for a second, it looked like Badlana was maybe going to go ahead and sneak down bot lane for a gank. But they did just go ahead and back off of that. Hotshot. Pretty, you know, I think he's actually lost his XP lead over Malphite. He does have a tiny, tiny advantage right now. But that's interesting. You know, he was level 5 when Malphite was level 6 and just sitting in those brushes for a while. Didn't really get anything done, and he lost a little bit of that XP.
Yeah, now Chowster getting jumped on aggressively by I Am Talandra. Oh man, not going to keep going with that Equilibrium Strike. Right now, just not quite enough to get a kill on Vladimir. But Chowster is nearing that level 9, that point where Vladimir is nearly unstoppable in lane. And right now, he is at 61 CS compared to Talandra's 47. Right now, Chowster is pretty happy.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. And this is an interesting facet of CLG's roster these days. Obviously, Chowster, you know, is you know, in the roster as the jungler these days. But both Hotshot and Chowster are pretty flexible. Did you see that little
Yes,
contest over the Wraith? Yeah, both of them pretty flexible in either the solo top or the jungle roles. So it just seems like Hotshot was, you know, like, oh, I'm sort of weak against Aurelia, but you know, I'm pretty confident against a jungle Malphite. So you go ahead, take that Vladimir up in the top lane. And I can deal with the jungle. Malphite, Skarnal Trump is level 6 now, as is Hotshot. Oracle's on Hotshot is able to clear down some of those wards, but I don't think they know that Skarnal Trump's around, and this could be a 4-man dive down the spot lane. Atlanta's there, Malphite's there. They do have 4 level 6s down here in the bot lane. The pings go down on a Morgana because they know, I think they just spotted through this mid ward that Atlanta had gone down. Looks like it's time for Oriana's blue buff.
Yep, Oriana's going to take that blue buff, but that's going to mean that if there is a gank down bot lane from Skarnal Trump, they're not going to be able to do anything about it because the jungler and the mid are both taking that blue buff. But Skarnal Trump has actually revealed himself and is just going to put damage down on the tower, and pings from Dirtnap going down onto the dragon. Are they looking for it? Hotshot has revealed himself up top lane. Rupture going to miss, but
nice
the Beast picks up the kill. In the meantime, though, that
Yeah.
is going to allow Dirtnap to start this dragon. Morgana moving in as well. I do not think that Big Fat wants to try and contest this, though he is moving down. Dragon is at half health. Here comes Lokodoko and Double Lift. It is very low, but there is no Hotshot here. There is the smite from Malphite. Headbutt in from Alistar. Not really going to do much. There is the Shockwave onto Skarnal Trump, but again, it's not going to do very much. Neither team can really throw out the damage. A nice Rupture going to land on both Elise B and Bad Lanta. Bad Lanta taking a lot of damage. Headbutt Pulverize fails. In the meantime, Double Lift picking up a kill on Skarnal Trump, and Elise B forced to flash over the wall. Big Fat LP, a nice
goes down.
going to allow him to pick up the kill.
There we go. Very well played from CLG. At first, it was like, you know, Oriana ult on just a single Malphite. But what that did, it forced Skarnal Trump to use his ulti as a disengage, which really won them that fight. That was a 2-for-0 exchange. Atlanta didn't get his ult down, and of course Malphite didn't use his ult offensively. He used it to try and survive over that wall. He was just taken too low from that dragon. Anyway, about 1,500 gold in the favor of CLG. Despite of course Dirtnap Gaming picking up that first dragon.
Well, on bot lane, we see Hotshot throwing out the Rupture. Is it going to land? Yes, LOD has been stunned. He flashes over the wall. And I think he's going to be okay. Yep, CLG is just going to be forced to back off, throw a little bit more damage onto this tower. LEB is here for the support, but no one else is here, and so Dirtnap just doesn't want to engage on this.
Yeah, and this is interesting because Ezreal's known as being one of the slipperiest AD carries in the game with that Arcane Shift. Whoops, Lokodoko. Missing that WQ. Actually, this could be
he might
trouble.
be in a little bit of trouble here, taking a lot of damage. Missing shots going out. Is he not going down? There is the ultimate from Alistar to reduce as much damage as possible. Hotshot GG has returned. He is very low on mana. He has just enough for one Rupture, I believe. There's the stun onto Ezreal against the wall. and Alistar is going to continue pinning him down, but Nunu is channeling the ultimate. Exhaust goes out before he is able to finish up the kill, but LED does fall. And here is LEB actually picking up the kill on Loco Doco, and now Double Lift being chased down by Dirtnap. Badlanta, will it be enough? There is the ice ball, and the last auto attack from Badlanta, going to be able to pick up the kill. In the meantime, Hotshot running for his life. He does have oracles
in 10 seconds.
Yep, Skarnal Trump, nope, not going to be able to chase. Big Fat LP was there to support him during this whole fight. Chowster up top, pushing it like no tomorrow, and I think he is indeed going to be able to take this tower.
Yeah, it's sitting at only 250 health. However, this could be trouble for CLG, as Aurelia might be able to lane freeze quite effectively. Chowster, I think, trying to sneak into that brush. A 2-level advantage, though.
Chowster is being chased down by Talandra. I do not think they're going to be able to do anything, even though we have Atlanta moving in for the gank. Is it going to be enough? There's the jump in. Equilibrium strike. Ignite goes out onto Talandra. Chowster wants to try to get something. Jukes back. There is the Soul Shackles from Morgana. Ignite is out on him, and yes, the damage is going to take, even though he is in his pool. A nice pickup for Badlanta.
Yeah, and that's
Never in the meantime, mid lane, Big Fat LP getting jumped on. There is the command shockwave, but it's not enough. LOD picking up the kill on Big Fat LP. Dirtnap showing them that they are very strong this game, even though they don't have the experience that CLG does, and they are going to push this tower down. Rupture going out on the minions. I don't think it's going to matter, though. Here comes Double Lift looking to try and stop this, but no, the damage is too much from Dirtnap. They're going to be able to pick up that mid tower.
LEB putting a ward down right in front of the Cho'Gath with oracles. I like that. Yeah, earlier I was beginning to say Ezreal is known as one of the slipperiest AD carries in the game. Well, I still can't say that. But the thing about that hotshot Cho'Gath is that the Feral Stream, the silence from Cho'Gath, is actually instant cast. So if he can throw that down onto Ezreal, it pretty much sets up the the Alistar WQ combo, the Orianna ult, of course the Cho'Gath Rupture. So even though he's known as having that sort of the best escape in the game, Cho'Gath is actually in effect sort of a counter to that, and that might be why we see Hotshot on that jungle Cho instead of being up in that top lane. It's interesting.
Now we do see Hotshot moving in on I Am Talandra. Are they going to just push this tower, or do they want a gank? Boots mobility is on Hotshot, and
Malphite's coming up.
Malphite going for the tower dive. Yep, Malphite is coming up for the counter gank. Where is the ultimate? No, he's not going to burn it on Chowster and Hotshot. Two targets you don't really want to waste your ultimate on, though Oracles is on Hotshot. Skarnal Trump is sticking around. He sees Hotshot going to chase him off, though. Ward coming down from Skarnal Trump, so he doesn't have to stick around, but we do have Loco Doco in the meantime coming around behind LOD, putting a lot of damage out onto him because he was spotted by a ward. He is below half health. There is the Unbreakable Will being burnt to stop as much damage as possible. A nice three-shot barrage. Only going to hit Loco Doco, though, and now Double Lift in a lot of trouble. 4 members of Dirtnap have collapsed on him. Flash over the wall from Badlanta trying to find Double Lift, but here is LOD. Will he be able to get the kill? Yes, just barely able to get that last auto attack off before he gets stunned. Nice collapse in from Dirtnap Gaming.
Yeah, and this is not, not to call it too early. Obviously, Double Lift and Loco Doco, 2 very strong players. However, this is their first day playing together as members of CLG in the same, sort of gaming house. And maybe that was just an issue with communication there. That brush had been warded. The ward's now expired, but, going behind the turret for a gank, sort of not necessarily the sort of thing you want to do and get caught out on, obviously. Big fat.
Well, no, actually we have Big Fat LB just barely flashing out of the unstoppable force from Skarnal Trump, and now he's chasing in Shockwave, missing, but the Ignite goes out. There is the silence and the Ignite.
That did actually hit.
Finish off the kill.
It was right at this wall here, so it looked like it missed because he didn't get pulled over the wall. Over the ball, but that's just because he kind of got clipped a little bit on that wall there.
Okay, that's some really funny interaction, but Dragon has just spawned, and CLG is going to respond to it. This time, Hotshot is here. He has oracles. He has cleared out wards. He knows that there are none here for Dirtnap. Badlanta is going to be down for another 6 seconds. There's no way that Dirtnap can contest this, and this is going to be Dragon going down for CLG, picking up the second Dragon of this game.
Yeah, and GG did know there, by the way, that the Black Shield was down for Morgana. One of the strengths of Morgana versus that Orianna mid lane is that the Orianna ult does have a delay on it. So, Morgana can just alt E and put that Black Shield down on herself and kind of, maybe negate a little bit of the the threat of Orianna. In that situation, though, of course, you know, anticipating that that Gank with Skarnal Trump, Atlanta did blow that Black Shield a little bit early. At any rate, that was the second dragon of the game. Are you on overlay? Yeah, good. You got them all lined up. Nice job. Yep. That was the second dragon of the game. That is going to be a slight gold lead building for CLG, whereas I think DNG had actually had it earlier. They had the sort of early lead from that first blood and on.
Yeah, CLG has done a good job of keeping up. We actually see Badlantha potentially in a bad spot. No, Hotshot, this is moving through Dirtnap's jungle, though. Is he going to get caught by Talandra? There was a ward there. I believe he may have been spotted trying to stop Talandra from taking that Rev buff. But no, it looks like CLG is stacking up for a mid-tower push. Pings are going out, and I think they may actually be going for a dive on Badlantha. There's the Black Shield. But nope, even though Dissonance was cast by Big Fat, it's not going to be enough. We have Hotshot coming around from behind. Dirtnap moving away as quickly as possible here. We see that the AD carrying supports are both still bot lane, so it's just 3 members from each team in this mid lane. Mid tower for Dirtnap Gaming is very low. Here comes the wave. Will it be enough?
CLG has a huge advantage here. If you take a look at Atlanta only has 42 MR.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Missed. I thought they may have engaged on that. There was the rupture. They're throwing out all these potential engagements, but both of them are just a little bit too scared to do anything. CLG, in the end, going to back off from this turret, it looks like. Unless they just want to wait for Vayne to come up to the mid lane. They saw LOD. They did send Ezreal back up to that mid lane. In fact, he is going to be coming up top. No, CLG looks like they are going to retreat back from this tower push.
Yeah, and the turret was only at about 100 health, so if they group up as 5, they do have, you know, pretty significant strength. But take a look at Chowster's build. He has the Sork Shoes, he has a Haunting Guise. Both Ezreal and Morgana are only sitting at 43 MR right now, meaning Chowster's dealing true damage.
Wow, Chowster actually doing a lot of damage to LOD. There is the Hemo Plague. He's not going to be able to go for it, though. Bringing LOD down dangerously.
He has Flash.
Double lift. Yep, bot lane. Double lift, able to pick up the tower there. LOD going to go ahead and push this out. No one is here to really do anything, but Talandra and Badlantha are coming around from behind Chowster. Are they going to be able to do it? There's the Blade Surge onto him. Red buff is applied. Equilibrium Strike as well. Chowster doing the same juke again. I am having deja vu. Chowster going to continue to take damage from that puddle, and that is actually going to be Talandra picking up the kill there. This whole time, though, CLG have been stacking up in the bot lane, and they are going to take this inner turret completely uncontested. Pings are actually going down on the inhibitor turret. I think they want to push all the way to the inhibitor. Dirtnap is retreating back to their bot lane. Nope, CLG are going to back off instead. Dirtnap too quick on the response.
Yeah, but still, a kill up top lane on Chowster for two turret kills, as Doublelift had just pushed in this outer turret here, definitely in favor of CLG, and that is reflected in the gold, which is now, significantly starting to stack up in favor of CLG. They got a kill on Chowster, but it's not like it shut him down. He didn't blow Flash. He had all his cooldowns blown already. They didn't really get anything out of that. In fact, they had lost two turrets there. Anyway, yeah, I'd like to see an Aegis picked up from LEB, and that does look like the item she's working on. Has that Null Magic Mantle, has that Ruby Crystal, about 1,100 gold off from that pickup. But yeah, the Magic Resist Aura on that Aegis is really going to shut down Chowster's damage output right now, because you saw it on the Ezreal. It was about 60-70% of his HP with one ult QE Ignite combination. In a team fight, that is really going to shut down IMLOD. And as you can see by the build, he has gone for that Trinity Force, which means if he goes for something like a Guardian Angel or a Quicksilver Sash now, he's just not going to have the damage to shred through that front line of Hotshot and Chowster. So he's sort of in a bind right now, and he is pretty reliant on LEB to finish that Aegis of the Legion. LEB, of course, picking up the Oracles, which is going to delay that Magic Resist Aura even further. And it remains to be seen, I think, what the next team fight is. Dragon's coming up at 22:43, and which is less than a minute.
Oh, both teams are looking for engage, and there is the unstoppable force from Malphite on the double lift. He is going to fall dangerously low, and I think he is indeed going to fall to Ion Talandra thanks to the nice last ult blade. Now Chowster being chased on as well, forced to flash away. Scarlet Trump taking a lot of burst damage from the Feast. There is the shockwave from Big Fat LP, but it's not going to be enough. He is going to fall. I am LOD, forced to burn the summon heal to keep himself alive. Lokodoko running desperately now. The ultimate did not proc, but I think that no, LOD getting knocked up in the end there. And there is
nice missing shot.
He is going to fall now. Hot shot going down under the tower. No problem from Dirtnap Gaming. A 5-for-0 ace from Dirtnap. Incredible engagement.
That was really well played. Double lift, I think, you know, just trying to help push down that mid lane, and Scarnal Trump instantly said, all right, well, I've got a Malphite ult, you're dead. And that's exactly what happened, you know. They sort of staggered the CC pretty much perfectly. Badlana used his ult very late in that fight to only pick up Hotshot and Lokodoko, but that is going to be the first inhibitor of the game going down, and that's totally swung the gold lead back in favor of Dirtnap Gaming. You know, they were down 2 or 3k, and now they're actually up 1,000 gold. So that 5-for exchange really did, you know, that was exactly what they needed at that stage of the game. They were slowly falling behind.
Oh no, Badlanta getting caught out. There is the Black Shield. She was going to be fine. And the Dark Binding. However, right now
Baron.
CLG with Super Minions still a decent way off. They may be able to take Baron, but instead they have decided to turn onto Badlanta. Binding going out again on Lokodoko. He is just not able to engage us, but CLG are going to start Baron. Dirtnap Gaming responding to this as quickly as possible. Yeah, bot lane is pushing. Lokodoko taking a lot of damage. If Dirtnap decides to engage, it is going to be really tough. There is the
Baron's at 4,000.
And there's the bind out on Big Fat LP. Badlanta using his ultimate alongside Scarnal Trump. Lokodoko falls. Hotshot dangerously low. Badlanta is going to fall for his trouble.
Double lift though.
Yep, double lift is taking a lot of damage. He's being attacked by Baron. In fact, that is going to be Ezreal falling. No, that is not Ezreal falling. That was him picking up a kill for our down from CLG. Now Big Fat LP getting the kill picked up onto LEB. That in the end is going to be a 4-for-4, and even with Baron helping out, Dirtnap was only able to turn that into a 4-for-4. Still though, advantage in the end, I think, going to Dirtnap Gaming because they were able to stop that counter Baron. What a huge fight. Even though Morgana's ultimate went off just right, even though Malphite's ultimate went off just right, they still weren't able to do it because Chowster was in the back dealing massive damage to the carries.
Yeah, and Vladimir is pretty scary right now. You'll notice also that the Vladimir ult wasn't actually off cooldown there in that fight. If it was, I mean, that would have been a completely different equation in favor of CLG. One thing that also happened here is that Hotshot and Double Lift, I think, you know, Baron was sitting at about 2,000 health, so maybe they wanted to try and finish it. So the two of them were stuck at the back of this Baron pit. And actually what happened was Double Lift got knocked up at the start of that team fight by the ability of Baron, and then Talandra on Aurelia just instantly said, alright, well, I'm just going to collapse on you then and kill you, and that's exactly what happened. Because of this, though, 2 consecutive teamfight losses by CLG. Hotshot's only at 1 stack on his ultimate, so he's about 400, 500 health down from what he really wants to be.
Trump taking a lot of damage. There's the Black Shield to try and negate some of it, but that is going to be Scarnal Trump being forced away. And now CLG looks like they want to push this top lane. They actually have put Double Lift down in the bot lane
to split
push. Oh, this is something they just love to do. Hotshot GG does have his oracles once again, going to start clearing out wards around the Baron area. I don't think they're going to be going for such an aggressive Baron. They weren't able to get there fast enough last time. Dirtnap's response was too fast. They backed immediately after they took that inhibitor, and this early in the game, the Barons are just too slow for a counter Baron to be done. That is exactly what Dirtnap Gaming needed to do. However, look at the gold. The gold is still even, despite all the towers that Dirtnap have taken.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also, it's surprising to see, you know, it's pretty much just that mid push that put DNG ahead, you know, because CLG has done a good job of pushing themselves, but it's really only the outer turrets.
Oh, we have Dark Binding going out. It's not going to lab. Atlanta is a little bit low on HP. Tizabla coming out from Chowster. Is he going to be able to get anything?
50 seconds on the battle.
He's looking for something. CLG, it looks like they want to engage us. Lokodoko getting Binding. Getting Dark Binding landing on him. Nice shield from Big Fat LP. Going to negate some of the damage, but they are going to be able to stop that engagement. Dirtnap, they are waiting for just the right time to fight, and now it looks like with Scarnal Trump's oracles, they want to clear out and potentially bait Baron. Things are going down all around by Dirtnap. They're just going to clear this out. Is it possible? Are they going to be able to get a pick? They have Big Fat LP in the meantime taking his blue buff before Dirtnap has the chance. Blood Boil going out onto Ezreal. Are they going to start it? Chowster looking for something. Did Chowster burn his ult?
No, it's up in 10 seconds, yeah.
Up. Okay, it's going to be up in 10 seconds. It will be ready for the next fight. Both teams doing the Baron dance very effectively. I am LOD still has red buff. If they decide to fight in the next minute or so, that will still be up, and that would be a huge boon. Double Lift, he does have double buff, but he is not there for that fight. He has backed to base after pushing that bot lane. Wards still being cleared out by Dirtnap. This is a very tense Baron dance, but as soon as CLG gets Double Lift joining them, that may be a victory for them. Right now, Vayne is doing very well for herself. 3, 4, and 2. She has her Bloodthirster and Phantom Dancer and Quicksilver Sash, just in case she gets bound. CLG moving in. There is the Rupture.
Black Shield's down, though.
Atlanta. Yep, Black Shield is now down, but it did stop the Rupture. There is the jump in from Skarnal. Trumpy is going to take a lot of damage. Soul Shackles coming out from Morgana. Going to be able to catch Chowster and Lokodoko. Chowster does fall. Big Fat LP falling as well. I'm LOD excellent with that positioning. Skarnal Trump barely surviving, and I'm Talandra. Actually looks like he is going to get taken down by Double Lift as he runs away, but Lokodoko is in a bad spot. Hotshot GG there for support, but it looks like they are both going to back off. However, I am LOD going to jump over the wall and start. Double Lift picking up the kill, no problem there. They suspected that LOD was going to come over the wall. Now they are going to back. However, since Inhibitor has respawned, Dirtnap's Badlanta and LEB are going to take this Inhibitor again really quickly, going to try to keep CLG in their base as long as possible. And if they are able to push the other lanes, they may be able to pick up Baron with that map control. For now, though, they are going to be forced to back off.
Yeah, that was a great play there from Hotshot and Double Lift with the bait. You could see actually Hotshot moved forward to tank the Mystic Shot for Double Lift, because had that Mystic Shot landed, as it, it was actually going to hit Double Lift there. Had it landed, he was only going to be one auto attack away from dying to that Ezreal when he eat over the wall. So great play from Hotshot and Double Lift there. However, they did lose the Inhibitor because of it. With that said, though, after losing the Inhibitor the first time, Double Lift was actually able to free farm and fully stack up that Bloodthirster. So he's...
Oh, it's Chowster.
Wow, that's a lot of damage. A lot of people, I think, were maybe questioning the Vlad ult onto the Malphite, but you can see he is actually dealing pretty heavy damage. Two things sort of ruined that Vlad ult earlier, in that the Nunu Aegis Aura was around, and the Morgana Black Shield was around. So without those two factors, I think Malphite is actually pretty squishy. He's stacking up the armor to try and shut down Double Lift on Vayne.
Uh-oh, Chowster may be in trouble. Darkbane isn't going to land, but there is the Flash Frost being cancelled out by the Tides of Blood, but he is going to be very low now. LOD chasing him down. The Phage Proc does go out. I think he's going to be forced to flash over the wall. There is the Zonia's waiting for his team to come up, and no, there is nothing he can do. Gets picked up by the final auto attack, plus the True Shot Barrage from LOD.
His flash was up there.
It was. Oh my gosh, the binding
from
Badlanta was just too perfectly timed, but now Dirtnap. Pings are going down on Baron. They're pinging the bushes. It looks like they want to try and bait it, though it looks like CLG isn't really going to be able to stop them at all without losing their base. However, Hotshot moving up here. Is he going to be able to stop it? Binding goes down. They are going to turn very quickly on him, taking a lot of damage.
Nice flash.
He flashes away from the unstoppable force, and he was going to be able to get out of there. Okay, no, it looks like Chowster's still 12 seconds out. Binding from Badlanta, missing.
No, this is good for CLG.
DNG Gaming, they're looking for an initiate on Big Fat LP. The burst damage is huge. LEB looking for a slow onto someone, but the rest of his team is just a little bit too far behind. Going to have to back off. Big Fat
Hotshot's going to get caught out.
Hotshot is way back in his own jungle.
Enemy jungle.
Oh yeah, he is in the enemy jungle.
They were chasing it.
Mobility.
Yeah.
Big Boots' mobility is just too strong. Sorry, these fights are getting split up very quickly, and in all honesty, I think that's in CLG's favor. Vayne, she has a lot she can do. Her tumble keeps her very safe. Orianna, she can keep a very wide distance, and Chowster on Vladimir. Vladimir pretty good in a 1v1. I think that CLG does prefer having those split up fights, being able to force Dirtnap Gaming sort of out of their way, putting them in a non-optimal situation for their team comp. There's True Shot Barrage from LOD going to try to push out that minion wave, but Double F going to poke down that tower pretty hard. There's the Rupture on the Talandra, but they don't want to engage onto Aurelia, and now Dirtnap potentially looking for an engage. Lokodoko has been slowed. He engages, though. He is certainly going to fall, but there's the binding out onto Hotshot GG. LEB's ultimate being stopped almost immediately, and now Hotshot GG has been slowed, but Doublelift able to pick up the kill on Scarnal Trump just off on the side. A nice ultimate from Badlanta is going to get cleansed by Doublelift, and now he's just going to go to town on Badlanta LOD, doing what he can, but the damage might just be too much.
Oh,
no,
barely.
LOD barely survives. Now Big Fat LP using the command distance to try and get out of there. I'm Talandra being knocked up as well, and so Dirtnap Gaming is not going to be able to continue engaging on this. Doublelift saving that team fight. In the end, though, still a 2 for 3 in the favor of Dirtnap, and now they're going to shift over to the bottom lane, which is pushing. Top lane is pushing as well. This is looking dire for CLG, despite Doublelift's excellent play. Red buff being applied to Big Fat LP, not really going to be able to do anything there, even though the Phage proc does go down. Ignite goes on to Hotshot, though. A nice finding.
Shield.
Will it be enough? No, he is going to be forced to back off. Badlanta almost getting the kill there, but now we have IMLOD and Talandra pushing down this bottom tower. There it goes, and now IMLOD pushing on this inhibitor. Will it go down before help arrives? The only person here is Locodoco. Yes, that is going to be the second inhibitor. Hotshot, in the meantime, top lane pushing that out. Dirtnap Gaming don't want to push their luck. Doublelift has respawned. Everyone has respawned from CLG, and they're going to back off.
The difference in health there on Hotshot, you know, that Orianna shield connected, he was sitting at 211 health. The base shield on the Orianna shield is 240. So without that Orianna shield, I mean, he was done for. So great job from Big Fat LP there, forcing the flash, forcing the ignite from Badlanta, and not actually giving them anything because of it.
Oh, I've jumped to live, by the way. The pause puts it just a couple seconds behind, so
thank you
I
very
jumped
much.
to live too. All right.
Yeah, good.
Just wanted to make sure we were on the same page because we see CLG moving up, looking to take this Baron. Hotshot GG with Oracles, once again, clearing out those wards. In fact, I think he did keep it from that last fight. He did not quite fall. But no, looks like both teams are going to back off. Dragon is up. Bot lane is pushing. Middle inhibitor has come back up for CLG, but that bot inhib is down, and the minions are going to continue pushing down this bot lane. Mid lane will, of course, naturally push as well. There are a couple of super minions still left. Pings going down onto Baron because Dirtnap Gaming is indeed going for it. Hotshot GG is almost certainly going to spot them.
It's at 5,000 health.
Ward. Yep, there is a ward right there. It is dropping very rapidly. Chouster backing off. CLG doesn't even want to contest this. Dirtnap Gaming taking the first Baron of this game, and it looks like they may try to use it to push down this mid lane.
This could actually be the game-winning push here for Dirtnap Gaming.
Oh, slow goes out on the Hotshot, but it's not going to quite be enough. Now, LEB, is he going to be able to find a slow onto someone? Rupture goes out, barely missing LOD. And it looks like this inhibitor is certainly going to go down with the help of the super minions. LOD getting silenced. Black Shield going out to make sure he's fine. Cleanse being burnt from LOD, or not Cleanse, excuse me. The Black Shield was just able to block some of the damage, I believe. That was a strange animation. But either way, Dirtnap are going to push this top lane now. They are being methodical about this.
No, he does have QSS. Yeah, you're right. That was a QSS.
He burnt the QSS. Okay, so I'm not insane. Dirtnap going to continue to push this top lane, and right now, CLG, it's going to be a last-ditch effort for them. Are they going to be able to stop this push? Mid lane and bot lane are both pushing with super minions. Dirtnap, all they have to do is keep pushing this lane until someone from CLG is forced back to defend the Nexus towers. The waves are moving in. Super minions in the bot lane are going to be getting to the Nexus tower very, very soon. However, we have nice wave clear from Big Fat LP. Doublelift, though, he is quite vulnerable. Who is going to go down into the bot to clean that up? They cannot delay this any longer. Dirtnap Gaming.
Two super minions bot lane.
Yep, they are going to hit that tower very hard. Now Badlanta actually tanking tower bolts. A nice shockwave though is going to catch LOD, Talandra, and Scarnal Trump. They're going to get burst down very quickly. However, the counter engage from Scarnal Trump is going to hit a whole lot of them, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. Chouster barely burning Zonias to keep himself alive, but he is going to fall immediately. I am Talandra forced to back off from this fight, but Hotshot GG does get picked off. Doublelift going to town on LOD, but he is just too low to continue this fight. Now LOD has jumped on Big Fat LP, and the nice mystery shot going to pick up the kill. Tower is going to fall. There is only one member left alive on CLG, and that is Doublelift. It looks like this is going to be GG. Dirtnap picking up the first game in this best-of-3 series, and I don't think anyone saw this coming.
Yeah.
Yep, there goes Doublelift.
There we go. That's going to be the game. All three inhibs down. 36 minutes for the win. about 7,000 gold in the lead there. I mean, you know, that initial team fight where they took it 5-0 really just changed the pace of the game. And even after that point, CLG were ahead in gold. But, I mean, DNG Gaming just did a phenomenal job of pushing their lead, not giving anything up for free. You know, they got the good